Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Cinemondo podcast.
Are we being gorillas? Is that what we're doing?
I'm being an angry ape, a primate, because we're going to talk about the Planet of the Apes.
It just keeps coming. Of all movies in the world, who would known that this would be a movie they keep remaking over and over again? Of all the movies, Planet of the Apes.
It is weird because, of course, they had that string of 5 films starting with this 1968 classic Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
and then there was the sequels after
the ending
that.
Made it.
Yeah, the ending was incredible. And then there was a TV show that was just kind of not great.
That's right.
And then, a couple of years ago, War of the Planet of the Apes was resurrected the whole thing with CGI.
And then there was
Andy Serkis
and the Bear was like a spin-off or something, wasn't it?
Which one?
BJ and the Bear.
BJ
or
Greg Evigan.
And the ape. There was the orangutan, Clint Eastwood orangutan movies.
Every Which Way But Loose,
right.
Any Which Way You Can. But this was like the one that just came out a few years ago was War of the Planet of the Apes. That was very successful. Then there was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Then there was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Wow. Now we're getting the 4th one coming out mid-May called Kingdom.
Kingdom sounds bigger and cooler.
Yeah.
Got to put Kingdom in it.
Yeah, nothing's cooler than Beneath the Planet of the Apes. What's going on underneath?
You got to be beneath. Everybody's like, that's so low. Let's get above it. Let's get up high, like in a kingdom.
Above the Planet of the Apes.
I don't want to be underground. That sucks.
But this one is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It takes place 50 years after the reign of Caesar, who was the head of the apes, and he took over San Francisco and blah, blah, blah. So,
wow.
So this is directed by Wes Ball, who did all the Maze Runner films.
All right, I like the Maze Runner.
Because the timeline makes me think that this is getting more. We're getting closer and closer to the timeline of the original Planet of the Apes film. And you know what would be awesome? And I don't know if hopefully I'm not inadvertently spoiling, but at the end of this film, wouldn't it be just awesome if a spaceship crashes into a lake nearby and some Earth astronauts get out, cool. and then it ends,
Yeah,
stay tuned.
I would love that. Yeah, and they CGI'd, Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston, yeah.
Keep your dirty hands off me.
But anyway, let's check out Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the new trailer.
Planet of the Apes. Okay,
let me get my prop. Hold on, I have to get the prop. All right,
is the prop put back together again? Did an ape put it together?
It's fixed. Okay. Okay, here we go.
An ape definitely put it together. All right.
Are you familiar with the concept of evolution? In their time, humans were capable of many great things. No! They could fly like eagles fly. They could speak across oceans. But now it is our time. And it is my kingdom. We will learn. Apes will learn. I will learn. And I will conquer.
Legend says ape and human lived side by side. Impossible as that may seem.
Why do they hunt her?
She's smarter than most.
The elders did not tell us everything about this world.
Bend for your king.
Apes hunt humans. That is wrong.
you can't outrun it.
Together, you will die.
No. Together. Strong.
Okay. All right. There it is. So we have very cute apes in this. So we have orangutan, we have lowland gorilla, and we have chimps. That's what and I'll say because I've been to Rwanda. I've been to Rwanda. I've seen the gorillas firsthand, climbed the volcanoes to see them. It was amazing, incredible experience. I feel very connected to the mountain gorillas, so I take it really personally when I see things happening to gorillas, even though it's CGI and it's they're technically standing for humans and all, but I feel like it's one of those underestimated animals that we've almost driven to extinction. That's actually a comeback story, that they've actually tripled their population in the volcanoes. But the problem is, and I'll give my little speech and I'll get off my soapbox in a minute, and we'll talk about the movie. But the problem is we can bring the animals back, but we have to give them space. So the problem is there's still a lot of development of the countryside around where the gorillas are. And so there's some conflict with humans and gorillas because their numbers are growing, but there's nowhere for them to go. And they all have to have their own areas and territory. So a little bit of that problem, but it's still amazing that we're able to bring an animal like that back from extinction. So huge success story. The mountain gorilla. The lowland gorillas were not as endangered as the mountain gorillas. The lowland gorillas have a larger
efforts like
territory.
That work,
Yeah, no, I love that. So yes, these were lowland gorillas. You can tell because their heads are smaller, like Burk talked about, and they have kind of red fur on the top on a lot of the males. They just they look a little. The mountain gorillas are more. They just feel like the more photogenic, majestic ones. They have more black fur. They just seem a little bit more what you imagine as a gorilla. And these are a little shorter fur because the mountain gorillas are up in the mountains. It's colder, so the lowland gorillas, they're on the lowlands, so they have shorter.
They don't need as much hair.
Exactly. So, but they're all amazing animals. And I love them all, including the chimps and whatever else was in there. The orangutan, he was so cute. So there, I think the whole thing's so fucking cute.
Well, my area of expertise is with chimps because I worked on a TV show one time where there was a chimp, and I got to be friends with a little chimp that
sad that it's in captivity, but still very cute.
She was nicely taken care of, I guess, but you wonder, you always wonder how they feel. She stayed in a playpen, and they kept her in my office because my office was kind of far away from the set, and she would sit, and when I would look at her, she would look at me and go,
"Oh,
how cute is that?"
Well, I mean, think about it. Chimps are used to being in colonies and surrounded by other chimps, and so when I think of an idea of a chimp baby by itself,
it's tough.
It's sad. Even if they're being well taken care of, they're not around other chimps, and so it has to be hard for them. But
it's in California,
I'll say about this movie, it feels like it harkens back to the first film. It's not this sort of like humans are fighting the apes and there's this uprising and battle, because that's what the first couple of films, that's all it was. This is 50 years later. The battle has been won by the apes. The humans don't speak anymore. So it feels like the first film. Yeah. And I love that because that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to see the apes kind of their issues dealing with politics and all that
what
kind of stuff.
What to do with the humans.
And what to do with the humans. And so that I love the first film so much. And if it feels like the first film, I think I'm going to be interested in seeing this.
Looks like they sort of copied some of the shots from the first film. I like that overhead shot of them running through what looked like cornfields, and you can see the trail. Cool. That was from the original film, and the lasso, and pulling them, dragging the humans, and the apes on horseback, and it looked like you were saying very callback to that original Charlton Heston first Planet of the Apes film in the 60s. And
which I'm all for.
I mean, it also deals with things like revisionist history, where the idea of like that first film, there was a zone that they called the Forbidden Zone, and the reason they didn't want apes going there, the reason it was forbidden is because there was knowledge over there. It's just like this stuff that's going on in certain parts of politics where it's like, we want to make it illegal to teach children this forbidden history about their own country because it's unpleasant for us. And that
makes us
was
sad.
I mean, way back in the 60s, they were making that point, it's like
still making that point, still not solving that point. And it's still happening. This is weird.
Yeah.
Rod Serling wrote that script based on the book,
so
I'm just going to go back to that. So,
and the ending of it is that not a classic Rod Serling ending. That is such a beautiful, iconic. Even though I have to say there were some science fiction images and stories that depicted the same iconic image of what he finds on the beach. I don't want to spoil it, but when at the end of the film, when he's riding down the beach and he sees, the thing,
you can spoil it. The movie's 5,000 years old.
Liberty. It's Earth.
It's the best ending. I love it.
I'll never forget. I saw that maybe when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was so blown away by that. Yeah, it freaked me out.
I love it just laying there. Oh, so good.
It's so like, oh my God, that could happen. The Statue of Liberty could be by Point Doom in Malibu. Wow,
yeah, right there. Where
it's washed away.
Every time I go to Malibu, I have friends that live around there, so you can actually go down to that beach. It's like a private beach, and we go down there. I always look over. I have photographs. Maybe I'll throw them on or something. But like, that is so iconic. You can't look at that view and not imagine the Statue of Liberty there, so and Charlton Heston freaking out in the water.
So, post it. All right, so we have they're kind of leaning into the atmospheric, like kind of peaceful teaser. So this is with a chimp, it looks like, with his eagle. We saw that in the trailer. So that's a really nice world build there. You can kind of see looks like remnants of buildings back there, and it makes you think like all these tall things with the foliage. I always love that in apocalyptic stuff where nature's taking over. And you see it's taking over the buildings, and it's like Earth trying to take it back.
Right.
And then we have another one. They love this eagle with the chimp. And same thing. Looks like another in the series where it shows the buildings back there and everything's getting covered up. So riding the horse. So it's nice, really pretty. So they're not really at this point, from what I can find, and some of these may be fan made. I'm not sure because that happens in this business now. But they are definitely leaning into like more of the world building, bigger epic thing, and not the big battle thing. But I'm sure the big battle thing is going to be coming soon, because it still has the big battles in this. I mean, it definitely does.
Well, this one looks like he teams. There's an ape who thinks it's wrong to mistreat the animals. And he teams up with one of the animals, one of the humans, and they go off looking for the forbidden history,
Yeah.
That's what it appears to be.
That's right, because she's smarter and hotter. Right. I mean, smarter.
Smarter and hotter. There's nothing wrong with that.
Smarter and hotter.
Nova from the original movies, the lovely human Nova.
That's right.
But it looks. I mean, the CGI looks damn good.
Gorgeous.
I mean, looks really well made. So that's going to be like a big early summer blockbuster coming out in mid-May. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Spiders. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Mark's going to a different film than the rest of us. He loves spiders. Mark loves spiders.
Oh my God, me and spiders.
I love spiders. I'm always saving them and protecting them.
I know. I know they're good, but they're scary.
I know, but they have more legs than me, and I don't like it.
Exactly. All those eyes.
They're little and they're cute. They're taking care of all the other insects you don't want around. All right.
Thanks,
enough of our
eggs all over the place too.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Oh
everywhere.
my God. Mark's gonna have nightmares.
Your food. Yeah, they creep all over
food,
you while you're sleeping.
in your mouth while you sleep.
They walk around on your face at night when you're
This is our last video of the day, people.
So
I'm gonna go curl up in the
take some Valium.
fetal position.
All right, let us know what you think about spiders in the comments below. I mean, this trailer. All right.
Bye, everybody.